Thank you everyone for joining us for our monthly MOAD open mic. I'm super excited and thrilled that we have poet Fahima Ife joining us this evening. My name is Nia McAllister and I'm the Senior Public Programs Manager at the Museum of the African Diaspora in San Francisco. MOAD is a contemporary art museum and our mission is to celebrate Black cultures, ignite challenging conversations, and inspire learning through the global lens of the African diaspora. As we begin all of our programs, we invite you to both share in the chat where you're joining us from. We also like to ground ourselves in the spaces that we're occupying. As many of us are settlers, immigrants, and/or descendants of those forcibly brought to this continent, our institutions were founded upon the exclusions and erasures of the indigenous peoples on whose lands we are located. MOAD occupies the unceded land of the Ramaytush Ohlone peoples. We pay our respect to the Ohlone peoples and their elders, both past and present, who have stewarded this land throughout the generations. We encourage everyone to learn more about the native lands that you occupy by visiting nativeland.ca. And that's a resource that we'll share in the chat for you as well. So I'd like to welcome everyone, both our familiar faces and our new faces into the space. Thank you for joining us. Our open mic series is a monthly event that we host. It previously was hosted in person in the lobby of our museum, and it has since transitioned to a virtual space where we welcome now poets from around the Bay Area, across the country, and also internationally, which is so exciting. This is a space where we use art as a way to connect with each other, to find comfort and joy in each other's company, and also to continue to celebrate and uplift Black voices. And so I always like to say at the beginning, we always center respect, and that is of the utmost importance in this space. And as many of us know, poetry and sharing poetry and the spoken word is a very vulnerable process. And so we invite those of you who are here as our audience members to please support and uplift all of our readers this evening. Throughout the event, I will be introducing our readers before they come up. Midway through our event, we'll have our featured poet this evening. And for those of you in the audience, I encourage you to share in the chat affirmations for our readers, use the reactions, air snaps and claps are always welcome. I do ask that you just stay on mute so we can best hear all of our readers for this evening. And if for some reason someone in the open mic isn't here in the space when I call them, but they join later, we'll circle back to them and make sure they have a chance to share. Thank you to those who signed up in advance to be part of the lineup. If you didn't get a chance this time, there's always next month, and we'll share the link to that later on. Each reader will have 5 minutes. And again, I'll introduce everyone. And to kick it off, I'm super excited to invite up poet Shah Noor Hussain. Welcome up, Shah.
Thanks, Nia, and thank you for letting me join this lineup. My name is Shah Noor, my pronouns are they, them, and I'm really excited to be here. I am tuning in from the unceded territories of the Chochenyo-speaking Ohlone people here in Oakland, California. And if you want to find out more about how to support the Ohlone folks, you can visit the Lishan Confederate Villages website or donate to the Shumi tax and give to the Serengeti Land Trust. I want to just say thank you, Nia, and the MOAD for holding such important space for artists and poets. You know, I think I was the last in-person featured poet before COVID, February 2020. An amazing time, and you know, to be back and come as all-star and participate in community voices. I just really, really appreciate this platform that you all hold. And I'm really excited to come today as a Santa Cruz grad student, really excited to meet unofficially Fahima in this space, not a Santa Cruz space. So really excited to welcome you to Santa Cruz. We're very lucky to have you, Fahima, in that space. Yeah, and I'm excited to share 2 poems. Thank you for saying that we have 5 minutes, so I know I have enough time. The first poem I'm sharing is called Beach Dreams / Seeking Paradise. It is part of a forthcoming book collection published by Black Fright Press called When We Exhale, and I'm very excited for that. Ali Jones is one of the editors of that, and we're gonna have like a beautiful collection with excerpts from Maya Angelou and June Jordan, so that's soon come. And this poem was written out of me prompting myself with some questions, and so is my second poem, so you'll see like a similarity in that style. So yeah, this is Beach Dreams, also called Seeking Paradise. I dreamt about Mama on the beach again, about floating off to see, and looking back to see her there. out there, lounging, or was she standing at the shoreline, hand to brow and eyes squinting into the horizon, making sure that she saw me somewhere out there, bobbing? I still don't know if this was real, but it was felt. And what does it mean to feel and seek paradise, to desire its embrace and know its touch, in the warmth of the sun on your neck, to meet paradise gently in the push of a breeze, with the sounds of home vibrating around you? What does it mean to return to a paradise knowing it is lost, to show up on the Nile's shores and find it has been destroyed, to find piles of rubber burning where memories once lived, to find closed fences around Hoshabuk and a strange sense that the porch would never be open to the street again? What does it mean to recover paradise? Trusting that home and paradise don't have fixed locations in space, but are rather moving parts of a diaspora puzzle. What does it mean to make paradise wherever you are, knowing that it too will be lost in time and not clinging to this outcome, but wrestling with the process, collaborating on its creation, and maybe just having some fun along the way? What does it mean to seek joy and rest and paradise for Black people at the end of times? What does it look like? What will it feel like to seek joy and rest and paradise for Black people at the ends of times? I imagine freedom. Strung together like prayer beads I offer to the ocean, I imagine no prisons, no police, no military, just vibes. I imagine everyone I love in one place, even briefly. I imagine rest and creativity and growing with every season. I imagine running water. I imagine loud birds. I imagine a dry breeze. I imagine self-care Sunday every day and angels at my bedside. And in paradise, I imagine you. I imagine you. Thank you.
Yes.
And then my second piece is, so this one's been workshopped a little. It's also published in the Arrow Journal, Journal of Wakeful Society, so you can see it in multiple forms. The second poem that I'm reading is very fresh. It's the new, and it follows a similar thing. But I would love to hear feedback from y'all because I'm gonna read this at a conference in 2 weeks. So I'm trying to see how it lands. So definitely what you all have already been doing in the chat with putting up the lines and stuff, keep that up because I need to know, I need to filter, I need to edit this one. So this one doesn't have a title, but the prompt that was given was, what does Black ecologies mean to me? Black ecologies, right? So I asked myself a bunch of questions again, and here it is. What does Black ecologies mean to me? What landscapes are my site of engagement? Where in these geographies do I locate myself? Perhaps it is the Atlantic. Perhaps it is the disco ball between us, the vast space of Blackness reflected through Sankofa mirrors and muddled memories and Mama's songs and Baba's poems. Where in these geographies do I locate myself? Perhaps it is in the soil I ask my Baba to sneak in handfuls. He shovels them quietly into empty water bottles, stashing them in checked luggage, hoping that the border doesn't stop us, hoping that the border doesn't stop us from home, hoping that the border doesn't stop us from bringing home with us again, hoping. Like seeds braided in cornrows, grains of rice hidden in tendrils, maps stitched in quilts and braids, patterned into weaving histories, I am just hoping to take some home with me. Perhaps these Black ecologies live in Haboba's garden, where she plants bright hibiscus blooms that survive desert winds. I plant these hibiscus in my California backyard. They get bogged down in rainy season. They don't make it to summer. I hope again for home. I hope again for Haboba's healing hands and the Nile's flowing waters, moving northward and together, perhaps in these ecologies, perhaps. How do I render Black ecologies? In moments riding out in the waters with my cousins, squealing beside me at the sunset, almost imminent, and all of us gleeful, the possibilities of the deep below. And singing in laughterous, boisterous bodies that float up. How do I collect Black ecologies? In hands full of soil, in prayer beads tossed onto the riverbank, in self-portraits captured across lands, in song lyrics. How do I collect Black ecologies? In place names dropped in metaphor, in the gestures of a film, in the tracing of a river's path. How do I craft Black ecologies? Through experiments in remixing, in the crossings and intentional always moments, in the daily and the small and the not small, in the immense and momentaneous, in separation and return. How do I anthologize Black ecologies? In my questions, posed curiously and earnestly, in the way I tease out the answers, in the call and response, the ancient ways we say our names, and the way we listen back, in my commitment to always listen back and archive. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Shah, for starting us off with those two beautiful poems. And I am so excited for your book. I cannot wait to read it. Thank you. Next up to the mic, I would like to introduce Kelsey Daniels. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kelsey, pronouns are she, they, and I'm calling in from unceded Kumeyaay land, which is San Diego, California. And I have two pieces to share. One is a fresh one I wrote in a workshop last week, and it's like half writing workshop, half book club, reading All About Love by Bell Hooks. And the prompt was to write a piece of self-affirmation in a unique form. So I wrote it in the style of a prayer. Holy One, you with all your curly thoughts and fluttery feelings, I praise you today. For the soft they did not snatch, you stayed. You knew love was a place on earth and in your body. Hallelujah to the highest, you have returned to your truth. I thank you today, oh baddie, for your laugh, your talk, your song. You use your throat to clear energy and create, and ain't that the goddess thing one can do? Having the nerve to write the vision and make it plain for those who need it without shame. You are the dream you did not have language for, but felt so clear. On Sundays in worn blue pews, holding hymnal, terrified of saying the wrong thing in the house of the Lord. You who unchurches sermons and turns praise and worship on its head. You who challenges binary and makes sacred the explicit. I praise you today. I bless your name and your journey. Because you live, tomorrows can be faced without fear calling the shots. Thank you for loving the sun and breeze, marveling at ocean and moon, delighting in evidence of divine. You who tinkers and tries again, who June bugs seek out because they sense their vibration match. Beauty is so inconsequential in comparison, and you possess that in abundance. You are everything you needed, and I sing your name on today. Kelsey Olivia Daniels, how blessed we are to know a love that does not get overshadowed by sacrifice and separation, a love that saves itself. So that's the first one. And this one is called Grandma's Whisper to Me in Middle of Panic Attack, which is also sort of a prayer. Do you know that you are loved? That this love we have for you can stretch you without hell and shame, can feel God in full moon and sand. You do not have to keep your pain pressed down and shake and run over. Open your throats. Do not hold Black blessing. You can't game God, and you don't choose destiny, not because you're a wretch and unlovable, but you don't even know all the possible that could ever possible. Did you ever even see yourself here? The how was never any of your business, but get clear on your why. Lean, drift, ask, please, the assignment if you choose to accept. Love anyway. In hopeless places. Dream hard. Prayer circle when all you want to do is sleep yourself into numb. We be fence all around you every day. This unconditioned means there ain't nothing that separates you from God and good. The call is always coming from inside the house, and you are the home in the heaven. The baby you thought you were healing is cheering you on. You've been carrying around her picture in the back of your phone, telling yourself you are sending back all the believe you deserve, then never once considered that she is Sankofa and you back, telling you that you are the secret wish her heart made to be big on purpose. You've been carrying around her bright side, optimism. your bright side, wonder. Every optimism is an offering. She needed to see the world from full, and you gave her that. Put her in places to get a hug back. She is here. Hold your hand when you need comfort, because tomorrow you're going to be rooting for everything you do today. Being so grateful for the labor you give up freely, the kind that don't feel like anything but air, and you know the difference between gas chamber and ocean breeze. You don't always think that your words matter, but you are a world builder. Fragmenting maps out of Instagram stories and micro notes, conversations, your dreams return, because it is a code only you can crack. The hate will keep coming. Discern, listen. We are always here. You may have to wait, but we'll come. It is the remember that has kept you here. Hold all of it and keep going. You are getting to free. We see it so bright and full, and we don't miss. Remember that storms come, but we do not miss. When you leave, it will be time. But while you are here, give where you get. Gather, book the departing flight, and let us order the other steps. Be smart, but hold spaces for all the miracles you are expecting. Start by acknowledging all the ones that have already happened. Give the babies the sacred of you. Look for mothers that look out for you and own. Do not let the deluded rob you of any room. Use your whole toolkit, but keep your heart, Kels. What do you root yourself in? Where can love find a forwarding address? Be still every now and then. We do not give you yourself to torture you. This gift is not transaction, and you have never been left without yourself. You know the other side well, so water here, 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 and you are worthy of here. Home here, loved here, and welcome here. Do you know the crown that you gave yourself when you picked up our call and named yourself and she's here? You wrote the vision, baby. You already wrote it. Return. Thank y'all so much.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. Your words are a blessing. That was incredible. Thank you. Next up, I would like to invite Norm Maddox up to the mic. Welcome, Norm.
Good evening. Lovely readers so far, and I know that there's going to be some more magic that happens after this. I got two pieces. One is going to be in the next manuscript that I got coming out next month. And then the other piece, I don't think y'all have heard there, but it's a tribute to this Women's Month. First piece. Default instructions, how to be this human being. For disassembly, for deconstruction, for reformation. How to be colored. Watch the commercials. Open eyes wide, pursed red lips to show voluptuous curves, erased pale pencil-thin lips. Show a toothy smile, watermelon wide, while there's nothing to be happy about. Wear a sweatshirt and a hood in case your head gets cold. How to be Negro. Know your place across the tracks. Look down to see where you are, beneath being seen, not quite invisible. Don't speak unless spoken to like a child, seen, not heard. Wear a sweatshirt and a hood in case your head gets cold. How to be a nigger. Feel uncomfortable because no one wants to be you or let you be you. Leave dreams at the end of hope's rope. React to stereotype. Wear a hoodie in case your head gets cold. How to be Black, a color. Be dark. Be dangerous because you read. Be the rhyme that says what you mean. Speak your mind for free. Listen to what needs saying. Watch the speaker. Be air. Uniforms want to choke from your lungs. Breathe life back from the dead. Wear a hoodie in case your head gets cold. How to be Black, not a color. Be the light that fills the dark. Show up, an act of resistance. Be water filling village reservoirs. Be the feeling people reach for when arms pull you close. Be fire in the flame of the phoenix wings, rising from ashes, forever rising. Wear a hoodie in case your head gets cold. How to be human. Compete with gravity. Magnetize love. Attract more love. Give love to yourself. Share love you've been given. Hold space for others. Find balance in the in-betweens. Wear a hoodie in case your head gets cold. Next piece. Hidden figures. History, mystery, victory. Can we get to the moon? We already there. No mystery, no history, but her story. We need more thinking outside the cocoa. No limits beyond our grasp, holding heaven in our heart, beyond thinking. My mind can't hold all of the possibilities because my stardust is beyond control. No buttons to push. Spirit has no console. Free flight is the goal. A safe landing is the hope. Stars reaching back through imagination. Calculations are precise. Though we launch a rocket full of unknowns, no room for fear in space. T minus fear to take off. Peace.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Norm. It's always wonderful to hear your poetry. Thank you.
El gusto es mío.
Next up, I would like to invite Ian U Lockaby. Welcome.
Hey, thank you so much. I'm really honored to be here, and this has been so amazing so far. Norm, Shah, and Kelsey also so good, and yeah, excited to hear Fahima read and the rest of y'all. Thank you, Fahima, for inviting me. I'm just gonna read one poem that I wrote yesterday and the day before with this event in mind. And it's called Holy Cross Neighbors. In the dream, Fahima said, orchard in your area. In life, they said, hello, and how do I grow these beans? I wanted to build more porous walls in the fallow mind field to let it all in, so I, sweet potato cat, the indifferent cilantro of temperate winters, in the bouncing vein, a summer harvest camp. On the muddy shores of the sound, I feel a star. In the dream, Fahima was standing under the biggest magnolia, just like they did in life. And inside the flood house, dust of the heart pine filled the rooms, assuaging sorts from the ever old, the ever new. And Carell tells me he saw my doppelganger at the lumberyard. I wonder about the others. There's 8 of them, he says. Then later, holed up at the sobbing center of the city, scent of wet rot sobbing from the pores of St. Claude, I dreamed of a dry rot, could only dream of it, in the sound bending light on the asphalt. You apply the spar finish to the cypress door. You spar with the heat of the wood. How does one ever find a song? Then James said, Chris was my friend. He was my friend. Then we both went quiet and stared off down the block adjacent the river. From Holy Cross to Holy Cross, there's 8 rivers. Before you get, I'm guessing, to apt oceans. A Saint Mus cruise, Claude-like, holy walker. Later, Fahima said in sound, I'm on the beach. I take the sun. Then a tiny tear in the voice. Thanks.
Wow, thank you so much. What a delight to hear an original piece that you wrote for this event. Thank you. So I'm going to read a poem and then introduce our featured poet for this evening. This is a poem I read in this space before, but I'm in the mood to read it again. It's entitled Consort of the Spirits, and it's in tribute and actor Ntozake Shange. There are roadmaps in my great-great-grandmother's braids. She keeps seeds in there too, because where we are going, home must come with us. Tell me how your mother hides spices in the hem of her skirt, tucks hymns behind her ears, and calls it packing for tomorrow. Did the women in your family hide rose water in their saliva, sage in between their thighs? Because how dare we sleep on strange land without blessing? There are black-eyed peas in my auntie's coin purse. She keeps moonlight in there too, because luck is far more precious than loose change. Tell me how your sister folds indigo leaves between her toes, smuggles cotton flowers beneath her arms, and promises that where we are going, there will be color. Do the women in your family wrap beeswax around their ring fingers, tuck matchsticks in their collarbones, and vow that we will never know darkness? I carry a cowrie shell in the crook of my arm. It sings when my twins are near. I wear sea glass upon my ears because where we are going, there will be music. They call this survival, but we know better. Where there is a woman, there is magic. They call this survival, but we pack what we must because what we return to may no longer be ours. They call this survival, but this ritual of making to leave before knowing where we're headed is how we birth futures. They call this survival, but the body is a compass and we are each other's destination. Thank you. And with that, it is now my honor to introduce Fahima Ife. Fahima Ife creates with an ensemble of alien species and contributes to studies of Black sound and light. She is a poet, essayist, editor, and associate professor of Black Studies and Performance Studies in the Department of Creative and Critical Race and Ethnic Studies at UC Santa Cruz. She works in jazz, ambient, somatic, and house traditions. She studies beauty, blackness, embers, and water. They are the author of Maroon Choreography, the forthcoming poetry collection Septet for Luminous Ones, and other works in Kenyon Review, Liquid Blackness, Journal of Aesthetics and Black Studies, Obsidian, Literature and Arts in the African Diaspora, Mercury Furs, ASAPJ, the Academy of American Poets Poem of the Day, and other places. She's performed at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the Center for African American Poetry and Poetics, and elsewhere. She is co-curatorial director of Fluid Poetic Studio, a listening project of the Redwood Forest, a contributing editor at Tilted House Press, and with Ian U Lockaby, co-edits the forthcoming journal, LUCIUS. She performs as young heems, a gender-fluid paradox. She is gifted at being Black and gifted. Welcome, Fahima.
Thank you so much, Nia, for gathering us. And thank you everyone for reading. Shah, Kelsey, Norm, Ian, I loved hearing your voices, your poems. Ian, you're gonna make me cry. I'm so glad, Nia, that you read that poem in between, because I was like, I can't go after that. But I'm gonna read today from course Aftermath in Maroon Choreography. And this book came out in 2021. It's my first book. And since it came out, I hadn't really been able to read from it. You know, like this was just a really difficult book to bear. And, but I'm coming back into this, moment where I feel like I can face it and I can be with it. And so I want to read from it tonight because I'm going to read from it next week at Princeton in real life. And with Jerome Ellis, he's going to accompany and play some music. And so that should be like really fun. Often when I've been reading lately, I've been accompanying the reading with music, but I'm not going to do that tonight either. I'm just going to read Chorus Aftermath and then some new poems that I've been working on, including one that I wrote last night. Forest Aftermath is a long poem, so I think it takes me about maybe like 14 minutes to read it, and then the rest of the time will be the new stuff. Forest Aftermath. They were 7, a woman, a man, 5 children dancing to liquid edge between plantation and fecund swamp. They are black and red, pulsating appetite at midnight, at thieving hour. They are drifting on bruised legs and nearly felled lungs, mammalian, wandering a densely lined tree edge. Between plantation memory and cosmic impulse, they were bodies then. Their tear-stained cheeks and aching backs, their sounding feet ruined from rigid cane, all 7 ageless copper cortex on the edge of ambulatory, nothing and everything in bayou winter bodies, restless tidewater. Their fibrous connective tissues like muscle and bone and hair make them kin, entangle them as difference in tongue and expression in sound wave until their music becomes cosmic, more than colony, more than mother, not gender, not sex, serpentine as river runs, sinuous, lithe and lock. As bioluminescent as the work of loving their bones, arthritic, calcified flesh matter hardened as blue-black time signature, a problem, not their own, taken, stolen, made as leaves their flesh opens as they roam. Wayward as not other than poly, as air inside tarries, chromatic. They were porous, branded fleur de lis, fluoroluminescent property. They were flesh then with tissue problems, marooned and colored as property. Their arms rendered gold and sugar and rice and indigo and property. They were money then indebted to time owed until time erased property. They are porous, refusing themselves gloss in the spiral of property. When their lungs reach capacity, they weep not blue welling, but in quiet. They weep in an inside space, slipping where no sound is uttered, dead quiet. They die, kill a part of themselves so they might live forever, fugitive. When their lungs reach capacity, they bend on all fours, slip in winter. They crawl a copper-colored ground as sky calls their other names, furtive names. As their flesh tongues ethereal bone, they come together as precision. Tantric as the wind blows, they tremble, ecstatic as midnight departure. No more flesh and blood and calcium, no more joint tissue ache, not water. Ethereal as horizon blues, they communicate as liquid edge. Without tongues and lips and vocal cords, tongue, mother become breath as air comes. When they come together in rhythm, they are 7, no more inscription. They eat names, ethnocentric gender, biological sexisms land. What constellations held them as human incarnation? It drains them. In bayou winter, they leave names like race or wood or raced ritualistic amalgam and wooden juke, opaque as a wet room in autumn. They roast names, homegrown categories, apex predator as human child. They ate names, Bambara and Choctaw as culebra, as warm, Bobancha. Insofar as sound is air, they are blue-black moaning using gut as flute, city tongue, mother tongue, movement tree. First imagine in as belly of a ship, in as cello of a tree, or human marketplace as fusane, grapheme fades, quiet crescendo. It's the touch of the outside that hails them. Insofar as frequency is oracle, they are mu or fuchsia, fusarium apparatus, fertile fermentation, feral dream. Etymology made them design, made them Black, Indian, and Maroon, made them names they did not call themselves, like divided in two or gender. Names not taken but given, not owned, possessed, records not blank but bloodstained. They eat names etched in oil slick vinyl, red as ink as feather. Desire wanders in black dawn as cicada comes, all night bold they come. Quilombo. Wet names, melancholy as snow, as how they bend, as time blurs, how they leave. Insofar as sound is air, they are poor in spirit, poor as breathing. The breeze as earth matter pollinates, the wildest parts are Black like breathing. Their lungs grow into something other than windpipe, cosmic flute when they dance. On the other side of sugarcane, a cosmic riddle grass is burning, fertile as the land is Black, as the food is Black, as the air is Black, as the word is Black, as the way is Black, as the earth is Black, as mirth is Black. Bitter apparatus, inflamed flesh, fossil fuel, field matter, they were that. Estrus, emanation or open hour made of moonlight slips outside, alive outside the line, off the line, tangential to the name, outside time. Vehement in bayou winter, they are portal between year and brass ether, signal between spore and star matter, opaque as nothingness, lungs open, hidden as 7 human echoes alive in batu fleuve, lungs heaving, quiet as dense copper cortex or aerial trees, they ground and leave as air fornicates in open, outrun fear's frequency, wayward as ecstatic wind moves as nothing, as 1777 intimate series of secret runs in winter, or as human, poor as blackness. Insofar as rain is balm, is ache, is flood, is flooded, is fluid, is torment, is tempestuous, is always need, sweet black mire, precise time signature, chorus cries, calcifying is not our release, water is want in the tide water. Is midnight ache, is drought in need of nimbostratus clouds and hurricane moons, all 3 slippery and porous. Liquid edge is grieving, summoning at midnight. Something dies. Not a single human being, but multiple gathered, serial. They live as fecund as movement, not owned, not propertied, not possessed or dispossessed, not ownership. They deny a single existence, homeless, someplace meteor showered, wooden loam covered Black, resolving not to be a slave, to be wayward, not documented, sacred swath. They are resolving not to be a slave or be a human or solve flesh, to tongue dance, to move without form, to move ephemeral as moonlight, to tongue in open tide waters to wake, mother to dream, to bend branches low, to slump, to surrender, to offer, to worship, to dance, to lost tree line, to tongue out mother tongue without form, bone to assemblage, to lost flesh, porous aftermath, to agitate in bayou winter, to tongue, to live. On another side of sugarcane, they cross narrow thonic bridge, pushed outward from inside out, glisten low, slide inside tree-lined island. Insofar as mound swallows them broken, they replenish tendentious, earth swallowed and alienated as air or as nothing. Insofar as their dearly beloved movement is shadowed, withdrawn, and out of touch. Here they are, nameless, body, spirit only, not woman, not man, not sex, not gender, not child, not father, not adult, not mother, not daughter, not son, not nephew, not niece, not female, not male, not intersex, not scripted, not pronoun, not name, not label, not capital, not human, not captive, not master, not mastered, not mistress, not misery, not form. Abstraction. Poor as tambourine syncopation. They live as cicada upside ground, beside plantation lines in line as spirit, warm breeze greets autumn fog passage. Tree frog leaps between cocoon and sky as bodies become no body, no trace of human inhabitation, rhythmic as dense earth. Succulent. 7 androgynous twin spirit ethnobotanical ascendants. Now there are no ways of dividing 7, no meaningless assignments, no records of names like color, like religious bifurcation, financial circumstance at birth. Was your mama a slave? Did she run off at midnight? Not body, pneumatic declension, 7 runners open, aimless, open, as quiet saturation, fugitive as isthmic refusal, open as improvised transitions, they come together as they run. Not body, energy of 7 dancers, measureless as air, their pneumatic polychromatic dance undocumented as air. A winter breeze blows a naked tree, no more tree than dancer. Tranquilo. As the leaves scatter, the body leaves. Tranquilo. Tranquilo. Relax now. Malleable in the flickered dream. Tranquilo. Tranquilo. As air. Not genetic afterlives after slavery, not that Negro spiritual of spirit as pneuma of spirit, not solipsistic afterlives of schism, ism and ist left earth, no more genetic blood saga gone. In incubation, they move as wind, mercurial seance to fly as. Tree is a naked dancer, cosmic. Its branches, a lost arm, a leg loose. Not inflammation, not sugar blues, not malt gluten gut rot, not blood sick, not sciatic nerve vexation, not blue, not sugar overdose, not cane sick, not flesh, not barbecue precision, not malignant echo, not flesh. When no one runs the trees at night, they dance, move in quiet as spirit, flee the porousness of older skins as open wind. Tranquilo, tranquilo. Not bitter apparatus, not bone, not nitrogen flesh womb, not 7, not human. Energy of cypress, spirits and dancers pose, not human. Supple branch legs thrust open and out, cypress, maybe cypress, naked now. Not human, energy of live oak, spirits and dancers pose, branches out. Unrecorded, undocumented, unkempt, more than blue and black and blue, also polychromatic saturation, air to nothing. A green note pierces a wounded ship into oblivion. Black echo chamber troubles their chromatic troubled origin as a thing to run from and as and into madness. A black echo chamber resounds. A broken branch remembers quiet, cracks under the weight of transition. Not runaway slave, not fugitive, not bound, not resolving to not be, a single breath at fuchsia hour. As wind summons a black moon at dawn, a child becomes pneumatic dance, becomes fuchsia ether, becomes was. Not runaway slave, not fugitive, failing to resolve life's blood matter, to not resolve to be a human, not 7 fugitives, only trees. On the other side of sugarcane, old debt is rolled. They owe no time or space as cypress, as mourning, as the money sweetens out, as human ache. Blue as maple, grass, a cosmic run, as venomous as cryptic haunt. Or duende, wind, cosmic flower, as cannabis, sativa is sugar. Ooh, okay, that's Chorus Aftermath. But now I want to read some new stuff because you always want to read some new stuff. It's like that's the old, and then this is some new things. It's even like new, like because one poem is from my next collection that'll be out early next year, and then the other poems are just new. I don't know what they're part of, but I'm just gonna read them. And they're all love poems because I'm like writing love poems right now. So this one is called So Gone Over You. In the land of I, the all-seeing I, the land of evil, I take up a lot of space to create an illusion. It only looks as if I am speaking, only plays as if I am speaking. It's just a game of smoke and mirrors until the prestige leans in and says, would it please them to know? Yes, I think that's why they keep coming to know. What is the little room we come into? One of us begins to speak, says we produce live wires, as if sparking one more vessel down the baseline. Down the treble line, it's twisted up in knots the way it tangles us, as if one more mind inside a body. Are we still in this dance of mind-body? I thought we were past that part. They want to know what it means, everybody up in arms over meanings, as if any of it could ever mean one thing. It only looks as if I am speaking, only sounds as if I am reading. Really, this is all shade. Did you hear the one about the Black woman who found out her people owned slaves? Did you hear the one about that Black lady who loved to eat slaves? Did you hear the one about that Black witch who liked to burn tricks? Did you hear the one about that Black ape who loved to break shit? Did you hear the one about the ones who died in the 2nd century AD and got up like nothing happened? Just got up, put the bodysuit on, turned around as if nothing had happened. It's the demon that made us do it. All our angel friends homing us from above, like when you get off the ground, little bird, when you can read your title clear, little bird, let's go. I burn to walk the edge with you inside the guttural shout of dayfall and all the miles and miles of sand between us. The red, gold, green box, a signal of our endurance. I wear the yellow tigers to stalk the patch of blocked out sun beside us, beside the ocean where our eyes make bridges, us a nonverbal insinuation of togetherness. Let the little ones speak it. We are our favorite pace of coming out to know when the mood of spring floods in. Lover of love. The way you made me wait for you a year and a half or 2 until you stroked the keys, a simple message, as if to say, what can we say of our condition? Meeting here again inside these bodies, as if every karmic impulse in the greater cosmos of life, inside this little room of music, throating here inside this cocoon, of being just beaming, as if our eyes, you looking at me, looking at them, nudging as if to say, hey, get out there. Then winding it slow in here with you, waiting until the winged thing blesses us from above, begins tremoring in the wake of where we sat last week, meeting you again here last week in time. Then Auntie starts to hiss all this unnecessary reservation between us, what the signpost up ahead around the corner, the stars written bright as our names, until you lean over to say, it's not my name that you are seeing. as mine having flipped itself over and over, away and away. Meeting you here last week in our beginnings in the clouds and in the sky, falcon beside falcon to blue horizon. As if to say what it cannot say, as if to say rotation. It's not that I've found somebody to take the place of you. It's just the fear within me when you touch my hand. And as it shakes, as the thing opens us up, as it shakes, we begin to erase the line, remove the scent, perform a disappearing act in 6 parts. What sent us here? A feeling in the line of a purple myth. Black LUCIUS wrote in Century 2 about you and me being us in distant quarters. The thing about our Creole beginnings is our convoluted beginning. Do you remember when we crossed the Crescent City, called out sweet Sadie Sadu all summer long? We were just kids back then, hands on hips, just grinning as if nothing in the world could keep us from it. And then one day you look over at me and say, we are middle-aged now, can you believe it? And I am confused because sitting here on the pink porch with you, I thought we were 12 and boys again. I thought we were close because the years and the letters and the language. I thought we were closer because the warp, the busted loom, and how we bend it. Sitting here in the sand with you, I reasoning with you, no, and yes, I reach inside the nothing, form a string of words as if to say what it cannot say, as if to mimic movement. Walking in the middle of the street, barefoot down the line and off the board, walking across the parking lot into the store to buy the water. You say hydration, you say trust, you say empress. Listening to you, I feel a feeling of light. The gentle music you packaged as yourself to sing to me, the copper sun today, as if singing up the vines of dreads and in the moon. Sensing here on the blue flying carpet with you, I will the mouth to say what it cannot say unless what it feels to say is a riddle. Isn't it funny how easy it is to fall in love, how hard to keep it going? I just keep falling in love because it feels so good to be in love. I am often swooning, reason being the subtle geometries. Reasoning with you, as you say, being here with you is a blessing. And because this is the most positive feeling I have felt all week, I want you as it has never wanted to want or not want before it, wanting you as if I feel complete in reasoning, as you say, of the words we like to spin beside each other. When it stops turning, spirit whispers with. I am with you now as if in quiet symbiosis of being inside the rhythm of your tongue, of you opening up your mouth to sing my name, as if you opening up your mouth and hips, you opening up your mouth, my name, still in it. This is the last one I'll read. It's called Alchemical Sirens, and it's for the women who were forced to wear the tignon, the head wrap in 18th century Louisiana and the greater Caribbean before that. They haunted me a whole bunch when I lived in Louisiana and sent me off with a little baby child that became that book, Septet for the Luminous Ones. So I feel really connected to this poem right now. And it will be in Kenyon Review in June. Nicole Therese Dutton is publishing this poem, Alchemical Sirens. Who look at us at dawn when the sun goes down, when moon admits the end of world a turn? What transmutation is this? Having crossed prehistoric minuet of Southwest 66, of monsoon alien minefield after the mindfuck of climate collision, a silver hydroplane grips us until yin. And who is our witness, our last having fled or left behind or at a change of frequency? It felt it kept coming out with a quiet sense of happiness called into the poem. a criado on repeat. It felt it kept coming out as love. As air speaks through we, a feeling of home, sylph becomes loom. And what we want to do is do it again. Nasturtium, a song we sing in anticipation of love, tumescent musk of love and lust in equal measure. It flickers in balsamic appeal, moist in the palms of our hands, a psalm, a lamp, a sap, and in our laps an asp. Plausible love song after love poems were last put on hold, as in Black art. The new Black art is this: find the lost soul and love it. We want poems that love and vines of dancing fuchsia, of absence, of presence calling, of glowing portals, ecological sacrament of seams. At the root of it, lithium pulses perineum until quiet comes. Red tide of nomenclature of semi-automatic life in a box is pretty. And as the throat birds, as the fever clutches, a pause, alone, something in ether. Thank you.
Thank you so much, fahima. That was incredible to hear all of your writing. I'm so excited to read more of it. I'm sitting with the cadence and the movements of your writing. It was really, really beautiful. So thank you for being our featured poet this evening. Before we move on to our second half, I'd like to give our features a moment to either plug any upcoming events you have or ways that people can learn more about your work or support you in any way. So do you have anything you want to share?
What I want to share is like, that was hard. Like, it's like I did a practice earlier with the set, and then the set kind of changed itself up as, you know, things kind of do. But while reading them, I was like, whoa, that's a really hard jump to leap from that. And especially because like I really like actually fell into porous aftermath today. And I'm glad that I was able to do that here with all of you. And so to try to like jump from there to where these other poems exist, it was really hard sonically to kind of get there. But I like that I was able to sort of like practice that, because I am reading next week at Princeton. There's this really beautiful symposium in honor of Toni Morrison, who I love, you know, tremendously and have always loved. And I'm part of an artist panel or artist performance. And so we're performing in that. And that's an in-person event, but I think they've decided to do like a live stream. I don't know where that information is, but I have a website, you know, so it's like, here, I'll just put, I have a website and all of my events and everything that I do is on there. And so you could like play around on there and try to, you know, find that. But otherwise, I'm not doing anything else, you know, for a while, but I am really excited to be in community with more poets. And so Shah, like, I can't wait to meet you. I love that you got, you know, like an affiliation with Santa Cruz, but Nia, also, I can't wait to meet you. Like, I want to be in that museum right now with you. I'm like looking at you sitting there and I'm like, I want to be right there. So I'm just really, really grateful to be in deeper community with more poets who I didn't even know about, but I really admire like so deeply. So thank you for inviting me. I have to stop talking now. I have to kind of do a thing. I don't know.
Thank you. I loved hearing those reflections as well. Thank you for sharing those. And Susan also found the link to the Princeton event. So it's in the chat for those who are able to join virtually or in person. Please check it out. With that, we have 5 more readers in our second half. And I would like to invite up Brandy Mack to start off the second half. Welcome.
Greetings, beloveds. Can you all hear me? This is intense. I haven't been on the mic in a minute, y'all. And you all are just, first, let me just give thanks to the Most High Universe for allowing us to be here on the internet. It's been probably over 10 years since I've been on the mic. And I think I facilitate and do work at community, but, you know, like been on the mic. And so with esteemed poets and folks writing and just the craft, I'm just, just giving thanks for that juicy goodness right now. I just want to say that. So I just want to open up with the one. And then I have another one called This Is the Beginning that just fell out the bookshelf this afternoon. And I guess a little bit. Brandy Mac, or AKA Mama B is what folks call me, or Sister B in community. And a poet, I guess, if you know it. But I'm just gonna, go with the one, and then this is the beginning, not the end. And just grateful to be in company with you all and feeling this energy. Nia, oh, Ashe, the one. Allah, Buddha, Krishna, Jah, Jehovah, whatever you call it, the one, we are connected to this one, this thing, this divine source. And then I declare that you and we are connected to it. Because we're connected to it, I declare peace. I connect joy. I declare divine birthright for all of us in this earshot of this. The oneness that's you and I, that lives in us, that breathes through us, the divine unity, whatever you call it, the one. I declare protection over our homes as we walk back and forth from our schools, as we are not the muse, but we used to be and still is the beginning. We are part of the one, the connected one. I speak my words into the universe. We're made of stardust. We are many, but really we are one. We are many, but really we are one. Like the mycelium, we are connected. Our plantcestors, our ancestors, we have to compost what doesn't serve us and begin to fertilize what is deserved of us. Repair, reparations, we are connected to all nations, the diaspora. I'm more than Black, I'm all of that. Melanated, magical, connected, never neglected. Everything I need is inside of me. I declared for you and whoever wants to see that we can just be, feel, and then do something. Create some things. Know that all things is what we believe, is what we believe. I believe that I am, we are, and all is exceedingly well, because we are one, even though there are many. We are one, like mycelium, connected, never neglected, just one. Give thanks, y'all. Mycelium. I'm a soil person, and I like to play in the soil and grow food and build food forests and stuff like that, and work with youth and, try to unbuild racism in the world. So I have somewhat of a weird juxtapose that I'm a mother of 3 beautiful, melanated, magical young women who are just going to take over the planet. They are just connected. And this is a piece that literally fell. I ain't gonna lie, I forgot I had even signed up to come on here. I was like, oh Lord, I got to come on the open mic. I didn't even know. And this is the year I said, 2023, let's be free. 2023, let's be free. And this piece from 2006 fell out the cabinet. So 2006, I wrote this. And this is when I was really like on the mic, like every other week or so, like really on the mic or something. So it just fell out. So it must need to be kind of reinvigorated. So feel me here. I'm going to read this old school paper. I typed it. It's not on the computer or nothing, you all. It's like, old school paper. I'm not going to date myself. So I'm just going. It's called This is the Beginning. This is the beginning and not the end. I transcend into my destiny, and I leave the rest of me in the past, because my ass has been talking for way too long, and now it's time for action. I'm not talking about being a spectator. I'm talking about being the originator of the movement of conscious minds, not the ones who getting caught up in this time, not booty shaking and crunk dancing. I'm talking about advancing, going to a higher level, being in serenity, building not just a community, but a nation, changing situations and not being complacent, conjuring up confrontation and shaking it up demonstration, causing that good trouble, demonstration of real change, not just rearrange shit to stay the same, not just to rearrange shit to stay the same. That's why crack was killing our people, giving them a sense of temporary healing. You know, like slapping a Band-Aid on an open wound. Soon you'll need air to breathe and see, I'm Mama B and I plant the seed. It's gonna take a nation to grow the garden. Are y'all with me? Are you ready to fertilize? The movement is at a standstill because we keep taking a purple pill coated with color and ain't helping one another. This is the beginning and not the end. When will we get to know our real kin? Because everybody ain't your friend. We have to change our minds and stop saying this is the day and time we living in and start giving in to the masses real ass history classes, reminding ourselves that this is not just a condition, not a representation of our real traditions. Let me rewind that and say this again. Remind ourselves that this is just a condition, not a representation of our real tradition. This is just a condition. Listen, don't just mention, pay very close attention of the intention of the oppressor. Stop and watching the television and use tunnel vision. Make a solid decision. Listen, this is just the beginning. Move your mind manipulation play out of the way and pray until something happens, is what my grandmother would say. This is the beginning. Are you ready to pick the fruit that has been fertilized, or do you just close your eyes and say this is the day and time? See, I refuse to accept that. Because change starts with everyone in our nation playing their part. This is the beginning, not the ending. Ashe, y'all.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that poem fell out for you today. We all needed to hear that. Thank you. What a treat. Next up, I would like to invite AC Hunter up to the mic. Welcome back.
Hello, everyone. That was awesome, Brandy. I mean, everyone has just been incredible, but I really did like that. And that was my first time hearing the fahima. Incredible. Everybody was just, I was so enjoying it. It just threw me off. I'm going to be reading two poems, one from my book, Poetic Counseling for the Soul, and the other one will be Journey to Love, a single mother's quest for self-worth by overcoming insurmountable odds. This first one is called Out the Box. Quote, "The reports of my death have been greatly exaggerated." Mark Twain. I rise out of the ashes of doom and gloom, out of the tar, up, out the soot. No more slipping up, cognizant of where to walk. Now I know where to step my foot. No more wondering and confusion of not knowing where to go, not having direction, ignorant of my own power, and that God bought my soul. Get off me. I don't belong in a box. Too late, I'm on the move with news from the hearer, bound to elate, captivate those in pain. The forgotten ones, I scream, no more shame. This trial was preparation for success, not to drive me insane. I rise out of the box of strain, pain. My anointing cannot be contained. Out from the truculent storm designed to kill my spirit, all to bestow its form on me, but my will killed it. Tried to put a blanket over my fire, thought it would kill my desire. God's spirit stirred me and took me higher and higher. I looked up, I hoped. Threatening words stung, but I would not choke. I have outgrown this box. Why? Because I'm wise. Heart dances to the spirit of life's drums. No more living in the shadows of the devil's conundrum. Move, fool. Take back your ostracized back to the pit of hell. I will prevail. And I take a stand. Yes, with all my flaws, pushing through life's doors to win and the courage to get up if I fall. I'm out the box, up from the core, seeking to be devoured no more, up for fresh air, up to praise, stability, friendship, loyalty, and answered wishes. Finally having favor on my side, true love inside, love that won't diminish. Love is the key. Love of the sun set me free. And now I rise. I'm out the box. Now move. My second one is called I Got Gifts Inside. There's a difference between a hobby and a gift. You see, a hobby is something you enjoy doing. It entertains you. It's something that you're good at. It keeps you occupied until you get bored with it and put it down. But a gift is not so. It's embedded in you, planted deep in your soul. A gift is a seed planted deep in your soul, planted from above to make you whole. It was given to you by the Creator, designed especially for you to do. So you can't put it away or place it to the side. It demands your attention. It taunts at you and nags at you from the inside. It speaks through your conscious and appears in your dreams. In your dreams, it refuses to be replaced. It will sabotage any other that tries to take its place. It is your purpose and can never die. The gift and the purpose are one, so it dies with you. It's who you are, supernaturally woven in your spirit from your mother's womb. It gets jealous. It takes risk. It speaks through your expression of it. And it is quick to jump to all opportunities that will release it. As it gets close to being revealed, it gives peace and confirmation. It is your God-given destiny. Be obedient and pursue it. I still dream of a dance. Thank you.
Thank you so much for both of those pieces and just the joy and energy that you bring with them. Thank you. Next up to the mic, I would like to introduce Jared Gregory. Welcome.
Hi, everybody hear me okay? Sorry, there are sirens that are going by just right now. I'm Jared, also go by LG. I'm gonna read two pieces. This is actually my first open mic ever, so appreciate this space and thank you to everyone who's read before and about to read. It's all been really amazing. Yes, brand new. Okay, the first one is called Google Photo Notifications at 4 a.m. My phone tells me it's been 2 years since I was last there with you. 2 years ago was when I was in your arms, sinking with your body, sea film and sand getting everywhere, the ocean licking our feet. They say everything is made up of stars that lived and died long ago, exploding and scattering everywhere. Might we have been two of these stars that used to orbit light years from here? So in love, we collapsed and collided, blowing up and scattering into the nothing, wandering galaxies and planets in search for something to make us explode again. And we meet one day on this beach, children of the suns that set behind us. From there, we exploded into the ending and beginning of our lives. I kissed your cheek and held on for dear life. I was stardust. I couldn't remember when this life began or when it might end. We rolled in and out of bed, learning that I love you wasn't what it was in the books or movies or shows we grew up on. It meant every part of me quivered when you breathed into me and ached as you left me. I struggled to recollect where our love eventually diverged. What was swift and sharp and real became opaque and drifted into photo app notifications of remember this day. The second one is a beginning, a middle, and end. I loved you without a preface or context or deeper understanding. It was simple and plain and honest. I would end my life for you so we could begin ours. I would take the things that were mine and mold them to make them yours too. I would scoot the fries across the table without thought or second guessing, and you would do the same with your onion rings. I would get a different drink so you could try it and we would squirm as neither of us really liked it, but I would drink it anyway, and hell, maybe order another. We would trace the edges of our bodies to the center and back out again. We would lose ourselves in each other and find ourselves in a shared inhale and get sweaty in a mess of bed sheets and exhale as the love was found over cold walks through midnight streets and around the lake and forged under the heat lamps of some bar while my stoner friends explained the expanse of the universe and why Diane Feinstein was a witch. It strengthened in the silent snuggles and deafening sing-alongs to shit songs we secretly loved and dared to share with each other. I couldn't explain it when I realized, so I wrote a poem to try and read it to you. I wrote a poem to try, and I read it to you under an extra glass of wine one night. I studied your face between each stanza, but it was clear from the day we met and the way you kissed me back and held on when we had to say our first goodbye. It was simple and plain and honest, without context or deeper understanding. You loved me too, without a preface. Thank you.
Thank you. Those were beautiful, and congrats on your first open mic. Thank you for honoring us with that. That was wonderful. Next up, I would like to invite Raymond Nat Turner up to the mic. Welcome, Raymond.
Oh, hi there. Let me see if I can unmute and unblock. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Hey, Nia. Oh, I'm gonna try and do two pieces. So I'm gonna rush in. I have one of our colleagues, bassist and poet by the name of Larry Rowland, joined the Ancestors, and so this is a piece for him. It's just simply entitled "For Larry Rowland." One, if a Boston bassist based in the Bronx checks out back in Boston, does anyone hear arrhythmic heartbeats in the Big Apple? If a Boston bassist based in the Bronx checks out back in Boston, does anyone feel 5-barrel pulses pulsing slightly off? If a Boston bassist based in the Bronx checks out back in Boston, does anyone see bass strings attached to electrodes monitoring modes and African rhythms of a troubled ticker? If a Boston bassist based in the Bronx checks out back in Boston, does anyone see if baseline palpitations pulled him from the pocket to lock it without universal health care for all? Two, tall, dark, liberated brother, birth of the cool, Senor Blues, hard bop, bebop out of Beantown, kind and kinda blue, autodidact, standing, educated educator, show enough about keeping it real. Got hip to you the year you showcased, showed up, and showed out in solo, duo, trio, quartet, quintet, sextet settings. String things really about your bass. It was the year of Larry Rowland, and bass was the place. I teased you about being vision bassist du jour. Remember you running into packed Parkside Lounge, undressing your coffee brown bodied companion for Steve D's tribute, epitome of cool, eyes closed, caressing slender neck, stroking steel strings like lead wires attached to electrodes along her belly, monitoring pulse, feel, groove. Saw you last, Lower East Side Garden, spitting poetry, plucking strings, properly sending Jamie off for Saturn runs with Ra. We wore the mask 2 years after Red Nose Big Shoe Show, making America great again, while death squatted and illness wore out its welcome. We spoke off to the side, brother to brother, you and Jazz Cat about challenges and chops. Did I miss the pickup of your pain, your subsonic gut bucket groan, heavy metal melody of your moan? Did I not have elephant ears for the dirge in your voice? You're the latest in a long, long, long line of basses we've buried, pianists we've laid to rest, trumpeters and drummers we've interred, most having hard bop healthcare, bebop bank accounts, and in this rather rich warfare state. And then the final piece is one I just wrote the yesterday or the day before. I can't, the days are all mushing in. And this is for one of our fellow poets who's often here and a longtime colleague and friend of mine, Avacha, and it's called Avacha's Love. And interestingly, she's not here tonight. So, but anyway, this is for Avacha. Dun, 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 boom, 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 boom. Dun, 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 boom, boom, boom. Your love boom, 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 means everything to me. Yeah. Used to fret, whine, twist, worry beads out of shape. Used to pout like a second grader, restarting preschool. Used to burden my wife-to-be with questions, concealing statements, and statements concealing questions. I don't think Avacha likes me. Used to be bothered by unceremoniously curt, testy, brusque, businesslike behavior. But the wife-to-be said the seasoned sister was in a New York state of mind. In a New York minute, she'll be over it. Fast forward a few million minutes. I love Avacha's way to start spreading the blues-infused news, slipping, sliding it smoothly, Spanish to Spanglish to English and back again, bouncing it off elephant ears of satellite dishes, picking up maternal music of the word. Love her electric, throned, super shiro defiant, reliant, no quit grit, out organizing, out working, out fighting, out loving our tired, temporarily abled asses. Once heard her weaponized words put a pimp across her knee, spank his ass, make him ask, "Mother, may I get out of the game? Get a gig driving Miss Daisy, Miss Mary, Miss Maddie, any other senior sisters to shop, to medical appointments, to do their banking." Fast forward a few million minutes. I love hearing Poppy was a dancing man with crackling, triumphant presto log love when entering from the frost. Wool blanket, warm shower, hot apple cider, home cooked meal love. Making arrows make U-turns in midair and embarrassed bullets drop to the ground in apology. And I'm so, so grateful she has some left to share with me. Thank you.
Thank you, Raymond. Those are both beautiful tributes, and I do hope that you get to read that poem to Avacha. I'm sure she'll love it.
Thank you. Thank you, Nia. Appreciate it.
To close us out this evening, I would like to invite up Sarita McCall.
Wow, what an honor. And the feature, my goodness. And thank you, Raymond. I think a lot of people went through that with her initially. I met her years ago. So yeah, New York is different. It has another pace, and it's like, do it or don't do it. What you gonna do? But yeah. Okay, let me move on here. Just listening. It's Women's Month, and we're having an event at Joyce Gordon's Gallery this coming Saturday from 2 to 5. And wow, I'm looking forward to hearing all of you. Nia, I do hope you can make it, please. And those of you, people have confirmed, and many are also have been given an award for the YGBF 100. My goodness, it's, yes. So I'm looking forward to that. Let me move forward here and do a poem. Oh, wow. Why is that there? I thought of a poem called Forgive Us, and then I thought I'm just going to end with the piece called The Ritual. And I've been in a state of appreciating life and its appreciation. So this is a piece that wouldn't let me go just looking at it, just playing with it. And this will be my only piece for tonight. The Ritual. Spring spirals, sprites, spirits. Immortals jump. Strikes flesh, match, ignites heat. Moisture release, chariots funk, sweet swings low. Let us ride from the other side where metaphysical tones enthrone homes, bathe bone, call out, oh God, oh my God, on a good day. 9 moons sanctify array of sons and daughters, canonizes flesh, stone water through scenes, seen and unseen. Heartbeats, immortality's womb, empirical loom, spherical room, lyrical tune sings joy and pain, sunshine and rain, 'cause everybody got a little light under the sun. 5 cosigns, 5 sisters and brothers. Math, logic baptizes lives of fathers from mothers. Fibonacci wheels keeps on turning, rolling, rolling, rolling down a river sealed in red mitochondrial reels. Mama's helix keeps us real, rocking steady, calling this song exactly what it is. Humming all kinds of medicinal lullabies up in here. Lips, eyes, ears, nose, crown, tether 4 extensions down. How great thou art. Poets, dancers, musicians, scientists, farmers, mathematicians paying dues, crossing that toll booth, en routes to mysteries, sometimes crude, but adores the magic of molding hues of you, baby. Oh gosh. Can anyone hear? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Ashe.
Thank you
And
so much.
Yes, you're welcome. It's been a state of mind where I don't know, there's something happening with life right now.
Well, that was a beautiful reflection, and I'm excited to see you Saturday as well for some more poetry.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I want to thank all of our readers today, all of our open mic readers. Thank you, Fahima, for being our feature as well. This has been such a beautiful evening. And I love how organically some of the themes come together between people's pieces and connect everyone. So
Yes.
thank you. And thank you to our audience as well for being so active in the chat and affirming everyone. This is just a joy to share in this space, to host this space for our community. It's an ongoing series. We do still keep it virtual for now. So I invite you to join us next month on April 20th. And we have the amazing poet Aaliyah Bradshaw, who will be our feature. We'll share some information in the chat about that. If you want to read again or read for the first time, I encourage you to sign up. I also invite you to share your reflections from this event, however it moved you, what more you would like to see MOAD do. We're dropping a program survey in the chat for you as well. And I would also like to take this moment to introduce a colleague of mine, Dayana Tucker, who's our membership manager. And she'll be sharing some more information about how to continue to engage with MOAD and support the work we do. So welcome up, Dayana.
Hello, everybody. I mean, I am so blessed by all the beautiful words you all shared tonight. Like, woo, woo, woo. So much fire up in here. Like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Nia, for hosting such an amazing program. I am always so grateful to see all the incredible work that you've been doing here at MOAD since you've been here. So blessings to that as well. So as Nia mentioned, I'm Diana. I'm the membership manager here at MOAD. And I wanted to offer you all an exclusive membership discount here at the open mic night. So if you use the code MOADLIT3, you can get 10% off. You can scan this QR code here to go ahead and grab your membership now as well. And the discount code will be available for you through Sunday, March 19th. So you should join MOAD because you want to continue. If you're not already a member, please continue to support our work, support the programs that we do. I think it deepens your connection to MOAD. It also deepens our commitment to you as a member. So if you would like to, there are a range of membership options with different benefits as well. So we would love to have you all join us in the MOAD family. So thank you all so much for your time and your words and all the things that you shared. I do hope you become a member, and we hope to see you in the museum soon when we open our next exhibition, April 5th, Black Venus. So you all have an incredible night.
That's April 5th, what?
Black Venus is our next exhibition, along with To Sit a While, which is a sculpture by Allison Sarr in honor of Marian Hansberry. And then we'll have our this first season of our 2023-2024 emerging artists will also be revealed then as well. So that'll be in the salon. So
Wow.
do come join us. And members also get a free invitation for them and a guest to our opening reception. That's April 4th from 6 to 7. So if you become a member, you'll be able to sign up for that as well. And if you are a member, you should have received that invitation, and then please sign up to come celebrate with us.
Yes, looking forward to receiving that invitation.